Hello, and welcome to the Master Cleanse Q&A session. Over the years, I have gotten a lot of questions from people doing the cleanse, and on about day 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, they will ask questions that I've noticed are very similar to each other. So they have the same sort of questions and issues, if they're having any at all. So I would like to address those now. The first question or concern that I get from people a lot is they say, Nate, I've got such a lack of energy during the cleanse. You know, maybe they're on day 2 or 3 and they just feel like, that they got to lay around the house. They just don't feel like they can do anything. The physical energy is gone. This is what they say, yes. My answer to this is 99% of the time, I will always say, so how many lemonades are you drinking? Yes? They'll say, oh, well, I think I had about 5, maybe 8. See, they're not sure. And that lets me know that they're not keeping track of how many lemonades they've had. So, the number one thing that needs to be done is they need to drink more lemonades. I know you're probably sick of hearing that from me, but that is because it's the answer. It's the most important aspect of the cleanse. This is not a fast, this is a cleanse. And to cleanse, we must be consuming the cleansing mixture. So, if you're feeling a lack of energy, my very first response is drink more lemonades, okay? You shouldn't really be feeling much of a lack of energy from lack of calories. You know, there are other symptoms that I'll talk about in a moment that could be causing the lack of energy, but you want to eliminate the possibility that you're not getting enough calories by drinking more of the lemonades. Okay, you can have as many as you like, really. If you get hungry or if you get tired, have another lemonade. You can even make doubles if you like. That's what I do a lot of times. I will make 4 tablespoons of each, so it's 2 drinks. Okay, and I'll then with 20 ounces of water, and I will just chug it all right there. And that gets me back into the game. Yes? So, if you're feeling a lack of energy, for one, drink more lemonades. Okay? The second issue that I sometimes hear, or a lot of times hear, is they'll say, Nate, I'm having horrible body aches, man. My joints are in pain, and my body feels like it's sort of got chills almost, like a bit of a fever of some kind. Yes? And I'll say, okay. That, my friend, is a good sign. I know it seems counterintuitive, but what this is telling us is that the body is eliminating toxins. Yes? There's been such a buildup of toxins in our system over the years that during this time now, when the mixture is drawing them out and it's going into autolysis, which is self-healing mode, it tends to manifest itself as aches and pains in the body. Yes? So the lemonade mixture can decalcify buildups that have found themselves a home in our joints and things over the years. And so we walk around in our normal life with a sort of mild sense of almost arthritis, or just a sense of we can feel the joints, you know, and this can range all the way from just a general little background feeling all the way to full-blown like crippling arthritis. And there are many causes to this, but one of them is buildup of calcium deposits and other toxins from our lifestyle over the years. So when we are on this cleanse, it's normal to have joint pain. It's normal to have body aches. Okay? These are all signs that the detoxification process is happening within you. These are good things. Okay? What we must do is make sure that we are eliminating as much as possible. Okay? Both urinating and defecating. We want to make sure that all the toxins that are getting dislodged and that are being pulled out of our system, they have to be expelled from our system. And to do that, we need to be eliminating a lot. The colon is the number one way that these toxins are eliminated. So as this mixture is going in and breaking up, and the saltwater flush, oh my goodness, as it goes in there and scrubs around all the little nooks and crannies that are in the colon, it needs to be eliminated from the system. Otherwise, it's like sweeping the floor and just sweeping it around and around and around and around and never getting the dustpan and getting it out of there. Yes? So that wouldn't make any sense. In the same sort of way, we need to make sure that the toxins that are being pulled from our system are being eliminated. We don't want them to be recirculated in our body. We don't want them to find a new home in our body. We want them out of here. Okay? So you want to make sure you're eliminating enough. And when you do eliminate, since this is such a deep physical and mental and spiritual process of cleansing and healing, we must make sure that we are willing to release the stored toxins. We are willing to release the stored emotions. Yes? We make the conscious decision, say, okay, all the negativity that I've been holding on to, all of the ill will or all of the anger or all of the jealousy, any of these darker negative emotions and thoughts, we must become willing to release them. The cleanse is a perfect time for that. So, we make the conscious choice, I am now ready to release all negativity, all toxic thoughts, behavioral patterns, all darkness, I now release. And we breathe out and we release. Feel the sense of relief when you do this, okay? Have this ceremony in your mind. This is imperative. This goes hand in hand with the physical aspect of the cleanse. This spiritual aspect must also be there for the fullest, most incredible benefit. When you do this, cells, down to the cellular level, your intent is changing the way that the cells function. It is releasing the cells, the cells release. Okay, we don't need to hold on to these old thought patterns, these old emotions, this old toxins. We don't need this anymore. In the new life, in the new us that is ahead of us, there is no room for this toxicity. So we give it no home, we give it no resting place, we release it. Goodbye. Like this, we reach a level of purification that is previously unknown to us in our lives. I'm very excited for you. So, eliminate. Yes? Make sure that so my answer to the body aches and pains and all of this on the physical aspect is to make sure that you are eliminating enough. So make sure you have the Smooth Move tea every night. That's the last thing that goes in your system. Make sure that you have the saltwater flush the very first thing in the morning, mixed exactly correct. 2 teaspoons of the pure sea salt to a quart of lukewarm water, purified water. We mix this up and we drink it as quickly as possible. Okay? Do not skip out on either of these parts. They're imperative. Okay? If you've had an issue where, and I get this sometimes, they say, okay, I drank the saltwater flush, but I'm not really flushing like I feel like I should be. I say, that's okay. That's just a sign that you have come to the cleanse deficient in one of the many, many minerals, over 80 minerals that sea salt offers. Remember, this body, this carriage for our consciousness, it comes from the ocean. So, the exact ratio of minerals and salts and properties that are in the sea salt, we require this. And this is not the processed, iodized salt that we have to be afraid of about blood pressure and things that we find in processed foods. This is not the same kind of salt. That is processed salt stripped of all these beneficial ingredients until just sodium chloride is left. That is a big problem for our body. That we need to eliminate from our diet. But the natural, the sea salt that has all the other elements present, this we want. This will heal us. It will go in and it will fix deficiencies that we have accumulated over the years. So my answer to that is, don't be concerned, just keep on doing it, and it will eventually even things out. It will make you whole again. So keep doing it exactly as it is written. The third thing I get a lot of times, of course, and this is to be expected, people say I'm incredibly irritable. I get hunger pain. I'm just so hungry. I can't think of anything but the food. Or I'll smell something. Oh my gosh. Yes, I just want to just go at it. Yes. For this I say, for one, if you're hungry, have another lemonade. Or 2, or 4, or more. Have more lemonade. Beyond that though, if you're still experiencing hunger, cravings, irritability, things like this, we must use this as a tool for understanding. We must understand that depending on the style of diet that we've had leading up to the cleanse, we are physically and chemically dependent on the thousands of chemicals and additives and man-made creations and processed things that the food industry puts into our food. So in the same way as any other drug, the body and mind has become addicted to these chemicals. You may not believe me, but I know this to be true, that the food industry places chemicals and combinations of chemicals in our food to make us more hungry. Of course, it's a business. So to increase sales, which is the only thing the food industry cares about, the only thing. You might think that they care about your well-being, but they do not. They're a business that cares only about increasing their profits for themselves and their shareholders. Bottom line, they will do anything to increase profits. And if that means putting things in the food that they're allowed to by the FDA, if that means putting things in there that will make people consume more of their food, more of their product, of course, why not? This is how deep it goes. This is how deep it goes. So, with this knowledge, we must be patient with ourselves. We must observe these cravings, observe this feeling, this irritability. Breathe deeply and observe it and understand that these are withdrawal symptoms, okay? That the chemicals in the food are creating things that mimic hunger, but they're not actual hunger. They're chemical cravings. Yes? So, this is all part of the detoxification process. If you've ever detoxed from any other kind of thing, you understand that it's unpleasant, but it's necessary. It is all part of the cleansing process. Do not be afraid. Do not try to run from it by eating something. No, now is not the time for running. Now is when we turn and face it head on. And we say, come what may, it doesn't matter. I have made the commitment. I am on this path now. I am on this new path now. This old life, no longer. This is the level of commitment and the level of purity, purification that takes place during the cleanse. Use this as a tool for spiritual and physical and mental development and growth. It is a wonderful tool, unlike any other tool that we can ever experience. So, in light of all of this, my recommendation is, above all, be patient with yourself. This is a process. If it were easy, well, it's just not. It's just not easy. Yes? But that's okay. Because all things worthwhile take effort of some kind. So, more lemonade, between 8 and 12 or 15 glasses a day or more, that's okay. Make sure you're eliminating. That's how you get it out of the body, okay? Of course, don't freak out if you're not eliminating as much as you think you should, but just stick with the plan and you will catch up. Things will find their groove. And above all, please be patient with yourself. You are on a path of recovery, of healing, of spiritual, and just, oh, I'm getting goosebumps even talking about it. Just persevere, and you will know success.